Donald Trump may be riding high right now after the passage of his bill, but out there in the public, things are not going well for the President of the United States. And I'm not just talking about the fact that his approval rating among the public in general continues to fall. I'm talking about the fact that among Republican voters here in the United States, Donald Trump's approval rating, according to multiple new polls, has hit an all-time low. Now, before I tell you the numbers, let me go ahead and make something totally clear for you. Donald Trump still has an overwhelmingly high approval rating among Republicans, all right? It is very high. However, even with it being high, it's still technically the lowest it has ever been. So, just to kind of clear that up, but here is what this latest report says. The latest Overton Insights Target Market Research poll found that Trump's approval among Republicans stood at 79%, with 19% disapproving, yielding a net positive approval of plus 60. However, back in March, the last time they conducted this poll, his approval rating was 86%, with only 13% disapproving, resulting in a net approval of plus 73. So technically, because he was at plus 73 and now he's at plus 60, his approval rating among Republicans has dropped by double digits. That's really horrible for Donald Trump. And of course, it came before he signed the big, beautiful bill into law. A law that, of course, is going to disproportionately screw over his own supporters. It will deeply negatively impact red states more than it does blue states. So check back in about a year and let's see where those numbers stand after the, policies in it, the budget cuts, the Medicaid cuts, the heating and cooling assistance cuts, the SNAP cuts. Let's see what, after about a year of that, these same Republicans still think of Donald Trump. Because here's the thing, as I mentioned in a segment earlier today, you still have plenty of cult members for the MAGA movement. People who literally will go out there and admit that I am directly being affected by Trump's policies, but I still love him and support the policies that are ruining my life. Doesn't matter if it's the tariffs, doesn't matter if it's having your fiance spend 5 months in a migrant detention facility. We have seen it across the board. The people literally being impacted by Trump's policies still saying they love him. But we always have to keep in mind that those cult members, those fucking weirdos, that is not a majority of the Republican Party. So as Donald Trump's approval rating continues to fall among Republicans themselves, that could spell certain doom for the rest of the Republican Party. And here's why. First and foremost, we now have hard evidence just from a couple days ago. Republicans in Congress are going to do whatever Trump wants them to do. They're not going to break ranks. He will get them to fall in line. So Trump's policies are their policies. So you cannot separate the candidate from the president. A Republican in the House is no different than Donald Trump. And the voters are starting to realize that, which is why the Republican approval rating is also going down for Republican members of Congress. Next year and a half away, little under that, we've got midterm elections. These unhappy Republicans are not going to flip over and vote for Democrats. A handful of them might, sure, I get that. What will instead be the likely outcome is that these disaffected Republicans, the ones who do not like what Trump is doing, they do not like what their Republicans are doing, but they still can't bring themselves to vote for a Democrat. So election day comes around, what do? I'm not going anywhere today. I got nothing to do. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the day. They sit out. That is the biggest problem that Republicans are facing as we head into the midterms. The independents, of course, will typically swing to the Democrats based on the available data now, which easily could change in a year and a half, don't get me wrong. But it's the Republican voters that are going to decide this election, not by casting their votes, but by staying home. And that is the danger that these horrible Trump approval rating numbers pose to the entire Republican Party. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.